All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. I'm another edition of GMS News and Prophecy, and I have an article from CNBC.com, and it's headline, China and Russia are aggressively pursuing hypersonic weapons, and the U.S. can't defend against them, top nuclear commander says. All right, so these nuclear missiles are constantly being upgraded by Russia and China to be able to better defend their countries and to win these wars. Okay, World War III is definitely on the horizon. You know, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You know, you can't deny it. War is on the horizon. They're not making these nuclear missiles and building these missiles for their health, man. Okay, there's definitely some kind of a conflict that's going to take place, and America, China, Russia, Iran, and other countries are going to be in the middle of it. Okay, but this is this is World War III, the War of Armageddon. You know, and it's going to take place over there in the Middle East. You know, where you got Iraq and Iran and Syria are major hotbeds right now for international conflict. You got the UN, you know, other EU nations are over there. The things are heating up. Okay, and this is all Bible prophecy. Okay. And as the news is reported, we prophesy. Okay. So it says America's top nuclear commander said the U.S. doesn't have defenses against hypersonic weapons. Both Russia and China are aggressively pursuing hypersonic capabilities, said General John Hyten, commander of U.S. Strategic Command. Earlier this month, Russia announced a slew of new nuclear weapons as well as hypersonic missiles. And this was published 4 hours ago. You know, so hey, every day something is happening, man, in prophecy, and that's why the Lord, through the Spirit and power, all right, of His own power, okay, He has set up Great Millstone to see these reports and look things up and bring them out, okay. So I'm gonna go into it. It says America's top nuclear commander described a grim scenario for U.S. forces facing off against a new breed of high-speed weapons that Russia and China are developing. We don't have any defense that could deny the employment of such a weapon against us. All right, I'm going to read that again. It says, we don't have any defense that could deny the employment of such a weapon against us, Air Force General John Hyten, commander of U.S. Strategic Command, told the Senate Armed Services Committee on Tuesday. This means that as of now, the U.S. has to rely on deterrence against these so-called hypersonic weapons, he said. Senator Jim Inhofe, Republican from Oklahoma, then asked the general to explain what a hypersonic weapon is and what it does. Well, basically what it is, it's the weapons of the Lord's indignation. And what it does, it's going to totally annihilate the United States of America pursuing the Bible prophecy. Okay? Since I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get that scripture. All right? So let's go to the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter. And this is why you got to always be on the watch, man. Okay? I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, this is the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. Okay, the prophet Isaiah saw this prophecy of America thousands of years ago. It says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. This is speaking about the prophets exalting the word of the Lord, the scriptures through Bible prophecy via the internet and the highways and byways all over the world. Okay, that even the rulers of this world would even notice. Okay, it says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness, which are the angels, okay, and the men of the Lord, the servants. It says the noise of a multitude in the mountains. Here's a prophecy. Like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms, of the nations gathered together. The Lord, Yahweh, Bashmi Awashah of hosts, which means armies, mustereth the hosts of the battle. So it's the Lord power, the Heavenly Father, is the one gathering these other nations to fight. It's his will. It says they come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Even the Lord, which is the angels, and Yahweh, Bashmi Awashah, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. So the weapons of the Lord's indignation, that's these new hypersonic nuclear missiles, man, that China and Russia are developing. And they're going to destroy the whole land of America. Okay? Verse 6 says, Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And that's how these generals and these commanders are feeling in the U.S. military, because they can't defend against these weapons. This is the spirit of the Lord upon Russia and China, to develop these missiles. Okay. It's not really too much more. So I'm gonna. All right. So this is back in the article. It says a hypersonic threat is a system that starts out ballistic, so you'll see it like a ballistic missile, but then it depresses the trajectory and flies more like a cruise missile or airplane, Hyten said. So this is power beyond ballistics. Okay. Like you have a bullet, what you call a bullet, when you check when if someone shoots a bullet and it hits a particular target, and then you have certain people come in and they check the damage and the impact and the trajectory. That's called ballistics. Okay. What this power is beyond the ballistics. Okay. All right. That these nuclear missiles once had. So it's gone from ICBMs to hypersonic missiles. Okay. So it says it goes up into the lower reaches of space and turns immediately back down and then levels out. At that point, Hyten said, the weapon will fly at very high speed, which is where the term hypersonic comes from. Both Russia and China are aggressively pursuing hypersonic capabilities, Hyten told Inofe. We've watched them test those capabilities. Okay? Because the Lord is the one that is using Russia and China, which represent Gog and Magog in the scriptures today. Okay, He's going to use them to destroy this place, the captivity, the place of captivity for the nation of Israel. Okay, you so-called blasphemers and Native Americans. It says, while the Defense Department's latest budget request of $686 billion emphasizes a plan to offset emerging threats from Russia and China, it is clear that the U.S. lacks the means to combat hypersonics. Okay? And this guy, Vladimir Putin here, he just got reelected Sunday for 6 more years as a president of Russia. So it's definitely going to take place while this man's on watch, man, over there in the mother country, okay, of Russia. All right. So these things are going to take place in our lifetime, man, very soon. It could be weeks. It could be months, man. That's why we hasten the day. It says Hyten, who has previously called Russia the most significant threat to the U.S., emphasized the need for the U.S. to add another type of nuclear weapon to its arsenal. I strongly agree with the need for a low-yield nuclear weapon, he said, of the Pentagon's request for a low-yield warhead for submarine-launched ballistic missiles. That capability is a deterrence weapon to respond to the threat that Russia in particular is portraying. President Vladimir Putin announced as far back as April of 2000 that the Russian doctrine would be to use a low-yield nuclear weapon on the battlefield. So this is in the plans, man. Okay. It says Hyten's comments came ahead of President that he plans to get together in the not too distant future with Putin in order to discuss the international arms race. Earlier this month, during a 2-hour State of the Nation speech, Putin announced a slew of new nuclear weapons as well as a hypersonic missile. Putin's speech cited other nations' actions as a key factor in supercharging Russia's arsenal, such as like North Korea, which they I did a video earlier. They have a they're enhancing their rockets with nuclear capability that can hit Europe. Okay. So hey man, the Lord is definitely gonna bring out, you know, all the stops, so to speak, man. You know. It says here, I want to tell all those who have fueled the arms race over the last 15 years, sought to win unilateral advantages over Russia, introduce unlawful sanctions aimed to contain our country's development. All that you wanted to impede with your policies have already happened, Putin said. You have failed to contain Russia. and that's Gog and Magog for you, man. It says the intercontinental hypersonic missile, dubbed Avant-Garde, is capable of reaching targets at 20 times the speed of sound and will strike like a fireball, Putin said. So, hey, this is heavy, man. And this is heavy, man. Hey, you know, Kala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, you know, for, you know, putting the spirit upon these leaders to bring his prophecies to pass. Okay? So let's let's get into these prophecies, man. So let's go to the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter, you know, because we're going to get into these missiles. Okay. This is Joel 2:1. All right. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, is the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. This is talking about the nuclear missiles, okay? Because if it was talking about a people, all the people on the planet Earth are the same people that's been around, okay, from the beginning. The scripture says in the book of Ecclesiastes that there is no end of all the people. Okay. So this is talking about the nuclear missiles, which here is being likened unto a people. Okay. It says a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. All right, and that's that fireball that Vladimir Putin is talking about with this new intercontinental hypersonic nuclear missile, which is going to strike like a fireball, man. Okay, it says a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. So that's how you know it's not talking about actual people. Okay, it's talking about the nuclear missiles. All right, they didn't have a word for missile back then in the ancient world. It says the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, because that's what they're going to leave behind them. America right now is inhabited. You got buildings, and you got people, and trees, and animals, and forests. But once these nuclear missiles hit in America, it's going to be a total desert left after those missiles explode on this land. All right? It says, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Okay, and that's what we're reading about here. Nothing, okay, all right, nothing will escape the nuclear missiles. Okay, let's see if I find that quote. Oh, this guy said, right. and here's a quote here. It says, "We don't have any defense that could deny the employment of such a weapon against us," Air Force General John Hyten, commander of U.S. Strategic Command, told the Senate Armed Services Committee on Tuesday. So, hey, there's nothing that can stop these hypersonic nuclear missiles from destroying America. All right, the U.S. doesn't have the capabilities to stop them. And plus, the spirit of Ww3 is going to be with the nuclear missiles. Okay? So, hey, this is the time we're living in, man. It's hot right now, man. It's hot, man. Okay, World War III is about to take place, and it's going to be hot. All right? But with that, I'm going to end it there. Give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakah, Quadash. All right. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I hope all the elect were edified. Until the next GMS News and Prophecy. Shalom.